Hey there, and welcome back to the Answered Faith podcast. I'm Pastor Duke Tabor, and today we're diving into a beautiful and often overlooked part of prayer, the prayer of adoration. You know, so often when we think about prayer, we jump right to asking God for help, seeking his guidance, or bringing him our needs. And of course, God invites us to do all of that. But there's something powerful about stepping back and simply adoring God for who he is, not just for what he can do for us, but for his character, his nature, his glory. In scripture, we see this modeled again and again. David in the Psalms pours out prayers of pure worship. Listen to his words in Psalm 145. I will extol you, my God, O King, and I will bless your name forever and ever. That's adoration, honoring God just because he is worthy. It's not about getting something. It's about giving our hearts to him fully. And it's not just David. Jesus himself, when he prayed, opened by glorifying the Father. Paul broke into doxologies of praise in his letters, simply overwhelmed by God's majesty. Worship isn't a formality, it's the heartbeat of our relationship with God. Let me ask you something as we get started. When you think about prayer, how much of it is devoted just to loving and adoring God? And what might shift in your relationship with Him if you spent more time simply worshiping Him for who He is? When we adore God, we focus on his attributes, his holiness, his love, his power, his wisdom. Each of these qualities invites our praise. Think about his holiness. Isaiah 6 says the angels cry out day and night, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. God's holiness reminds us that he is pure, perfect, completely set apart. There's no one like him. And when we adore him for his holiness, it pulls us into humility. It reminds us that we approach him by grace, not by merit. Then there's God's love. First John tells us that God is love. It's not just something he does, it's who he is. His love is unearned, unstoppable, and everlasting. It's the love that sent Jesus to the cross for you and for me. And his power. Oh, how incredible is God's power. He spoke the universe into existence. He parted seas, brought down giants, healed the sick, and raised the dead. And that same power is still at work today, still holding you, still moving mountains, even when you can't see it yet. And don't forget his wisdom. God's ways are higher than ours, his thoughts deeper, his plans perfect, even when they don't make immediate sense to us. When we adore his wisdom, it grows our trust, even when life looks confusing or hard. So maybe pause for a second and think. Which attribute of God right now is drawing your heart into worship? Is it his holiness, his love, his wisdom? And how might focusing on that aspect of who he is reshape the way you're seeing your life today? You see, the prayer of adoration isn't just about giving something to God. It changes us. It deepens our relationship with him. It centers us. It gives us proper perspective. When life gets overwhelming, and it does, adoration lifts our eyes off our problems and onto the greatness of our God. It reminds us that he is bigger, stronger, wiser, and nearer than anything we're facing. David said in Psalm 34, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Blessing God in all times, good times, hard times, confusing times, is how we keep our hearts anchored. Let me ask you another question. Has there been a time when simply focusing on who God is, not even asking him for anything, brought you peace in the middle of chaos? What happened when you shifted your gaze from the storm to the one who commands the storm? And that's the other beauty of adoration. It brings joy and peace. When you sit in the presence of God and just love him, you tap into a deeper joy than anything this world can offer. You remember you're loved, you're held, you're known, and he is enough. It also strengthens our faith. If you adore God, you remember his past faithfulness. You recall his mighty works. You rehearse his promises, and your heart grows stronger in trust and confidence that he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Friend, the prayer of adoration isn't optional. It's vital. It's what fuels everything else in our spiritual lives. It's what transforms prayer from a list of requests into a living, breathing relationship of love with the Father. And the good news is, adoration can become a daily rhythm. You can cultivate it by meditating on Scripture, by worshiping with music, by walking outside and marveling at God's creation, or by keeping a gratitude journal that reminds you of his faithfulness. So, maybe one final thing to consider today. What's one simple step you could take this week to build more adoration into your prayer life? Maybe it's picking a psalm each morning to pray back to God. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes a day just to thank him for who he is. Whatever it is, start small, but start. If today's conversation encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you know who needs to experience more of God's love and joy through prayer. You never know who might need that encouragement today. And if you're ready to dig even deeper into building a vibrant, life-changing prayer life, I want to personally invite you to check out our 13-week Bible study course on prayer. It's packed with practical teaching and encouragement to help you grow stronger in your walk with God. You can find the link to the course right down in the description. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep your heart tuned to the greatness of God. Keep lifting him up in adoration, and keep walking in the joy and strength that only come from him. See you next time.